All right, so today I'm going to be talking about how I grew this podcast YouTube channel to over $7,000 in monthly recurring revenue using Skool. This podcast basically only leveraged YouTube, but they didn't really have much of an audience there that was opting into their emails. They didn't really have much of a Facebook audience that we leveraged, anything there. And most of their audience actually came from a lot of the guests that they were having on their podcast, so they weren't necessarily there for the creators of the podcast. Their audience was basically built up of different groups of people coming there to opt in for their guests. Okay, so to make a long story short, as you can see here, we did $7,200 in MRR. That was in about the first month of them actually running, and their engagement rate has been pretty freaking awesome. And in terms of their retention, it's been even better. All right, so how do we basically do this? All right, so weeks 1 to 4. Basically what we did is we focused on YouTube organic. This was hands down like their largest audience. And if you are starting out right now and you're only, big on YouTube or you're only big on Instagram, you can follow this exact same approach. Okay. So step number 1 is to leverage YouTube organic. Okay. You want to be posting at least 1 time per week. If you are starting out right now, the way to do it and the way to actually crush it with Skool is to consistently post 1 time per week on your YouTube, build up an audience, and then over time, as that audience grows, you can be able to direct them to your Skool community and announce something big is coming. Now, second thing that we did here, we created an email sequence that basically allowed us to send 2 to 3 emails per week. We announced something big was coming, and then we wrote storytelling content inside of our emails that dove into the big problem that this event on YouTube was going to be about. If you basically are, a community around maybe, let's say, investing, maybe the current trends or the current market because it's so difficult to trade in, that's the problem that you're utilizing, right? You're deepening that problem. You're talking about why it's the biggest problem in the space right now, why traders aren't doing so well because of it, and how your approach and strategy is better, right? Maybe you run a football community, and the biggest issue right now is the fact that teams aren't bringing on as many Canadian receivers or Canadian defensive backs, whatever it may be, and you want to deepen that problem and you want to help people stand out so that they become a Canadian football player that gets brought into the CFL. I literally don't know what it is for you. You just have to ask yourself what your audience currently struggles with and what the biggest problem is that they face, and then you need to figure out how you can go and solve that. Okay, so create email campaigns that dive into these biggest fears that your audience faces, and then be able to deepen those fears and make them very well aware of, if they do not solve those problems, what will basically happen. So you're going to do that for basically the first 1 to 4 weeks. As you progress in weeks 4 to 6, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to still be posting organically, but you want to be reminding people of the dates that you're going to drop the 2-episode series. Okay, this is very, very important. So you're still posting 1 to 2 times per week. You're still sending 2 to 3 emails per week, but now you're just reminding people that you are going to be hosting this 2-episode series diving into X problem. In the email, same things. You're announcing the dates of the 2-episode series and you're building hype in these 2 weeks. Now, 1 week out before your 2-episode series, you're going to want to make 1 post, and you're going to want to create a specific video that dives into the problem, making this video entertaining and driving hype. So you want to dive into the specific problem that your event is going to be around. So like I said, if you are a trading community, the markets are tough to trade in, that's what this specific video is going to be about. Okay, this is still going to be a very value-adding video on YouTube, but you want to make it entertaining and you want it to drive hype. And then what you're going to do next is announce the dates for the 2-episode series so that people can add it to their calendar. Same thing with the email campaign. At this point, 1 week out from your 2-episode series, you're basically going to be sending 1 email per day. And those emails are going to be, again, storytelling emails that give people a reason to show up to the event. And then have a CTA or a call to action in every one of your emails for your audience to add the event to their calendar. The final thing is your event goes live. So this is basically the exact funnel that our team uses every time we launch a new Skool community. We also use this exact same approach whenever we are basically jumping into a Skool community to help them revamp it and launch it so that a lot of paid members start to join the community. It's a very effective approach because you're basically launching a big event around a problem that your audience faces, and then you're solving that problem with the content and the value and the courses and the one-on-one discovery calls and everything, which is wrapped up inside of your Skool community. Okay, so it's a very, very easy approach to, if you are a beginner and you are launching a Skool community, or if you are someone who right now you are utilizing Skool but you're not quite seeing the results that you had could at least hope for. Like I think most people could probably replace their 9 to 5 income with $7,200 a month. And if this is something that you can allocate, 40 hours a week to instead of, 2 hours a week or, 5 hours a week, whatever you're allocating to your current Skool community, you'll see this number grow quite a lot. But even for this community owner, like they are a part-time podcaster, and we are basically able to give them a full-time income within 1 month of us actually launching their Skool community using this exact same approach. Okay. So literally, if you are just good at one platform, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, you just need to be able to go deep on that and leverage it. But if you are really dialed in with your YouTube and you can collect emails on YouTube as well too, and you have an email list, the power of mixing YouTube organic and email campaigns is going to be absolutely vital here. So hopefully this video walks you through a little bit more information about how you can leverage YouTube and email inside of your Skool community to either start it and launch it or just revamp it. And if you guys have any questions, drop your comments below. I'm happy to answer any of your guys' questions in the YouTube comments. And make sure if you're getting value from these videos to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Videos are coming out weekly, and my only goal here is to basically help you guys grow your Skool community so that you can quit your 9 to 5 jobs and be able to focus on Skool full time. All right, we'll see you in the next one.